Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have Azamina Chimera, as you see. This is a deck post Rage of the Abyss. It's a new format, and basically why you play Azamina is they can get an Omni Negate, the ones you see on your screen right now. So it's basically the same idea as branded Chimera, but this deck doesn't lock you into anything, and the monsters you summon have synergy with the rest of the deck because they are all illusions. And basically, after you use the negate, you can just reborn it again and use it next turn. And they have a very good synergy with sinful spoil cards. So you can summon your Diabels free from your hand with their effect. So they have a lot of synergy with each other. The main deck is pretty standard. The only thing I will mention is that we play 3 continuous spells, the Sinful Spoil is the new one, and 1 Sacred Azamina, which is basically their fusion spell, who sends the Sinful Spoils from your hand or field to the graveyard to summon an Azamina. If you send 1, you can either summon the green one or the negate. If you send 2, you can summon the grey one, but the grey one and the green one, you can summon it with fusions, because they need fiends plus illusions, so you can just hard summon them. So you basically just summon these. Also, you play 3 Dracula and 3 Book of Eclipse, which are the best board breakers, on top of 2 talents and 1 callby to play around hand traps. And you play the Sinful Spoils package, 3 Wanted and 1 Diabelstar, because Diabelstar can set the continuous spell and Sinful Spoils is 1 card combo to have an Omni Negate, basically. Also, note that the continuous spell sets itself from the graveyard in the end phase, and Sacred Azamina can add back if you shuffle an Azamina card from the graveyard or field. In the extra deck, you play Zoa, or Moa, I don't remember how it's called, which basically reborns an illusion from the graveyard, and when a Sinful Spoil or Azamina card is activated, you pop 2 cards. So if you have a Wanted, or you have the negate, you can negate or add something, and then on top of that you pop 2 cards, so it's very good. But the most important thing is basically the summon back of an illusion, and the pop 2 is mostly on your turn. The green one is actually very good because it sends 1 card to the graveyard and doesn't destroy. So if you need to out without destroying, you don't use Guardian Chimera or Magnum, you just use this. You can just hard summon it because all it needs is 1 Fiend plus 1 Illusion. The one you see on your screen right now is the Omni Negate. It's basically the idea of the deck. Then you play the Chimera package. Thank God this deck has a lot of free space in the extra. You can play a lot of things. You might also be able to play a small branded package. I have not tested that. For now, I play 2 Baphomet, 1 original Chimera, the 1 big Chimera, 2 Guardian Chimeras, 1 Magnum, 1 Dracostapelia, 1 Chaos Angel. You summon it sometimes. 1 Beatrice because it's very good sometimes. 1 Typhoon because it's a feint and also very good board breaker, and 1 SP. You don't summon this often, but it's good. Side deck, of course, we play Simulacr's Fiend with Iris, and in the side deck I play both Malcharmies and 3 Ash Blossoms. So basically the idea behind this is that you don't play a lot of hand traps, but you draw into Ash Blossom and board breakers on top of Chimera cards, which can help you break boards easily. And the Ash Blossom also counters the new Malcharmy, so you need to out this card. And I don't want to play Crossout in the deck because I don't play a lot of hand traps. I don't think the deck can fit a lot of hand traps, so I just play these 9 cards, and so far there have been very good. Also, I play, of course, 3 Evenly and 1 Duster for back row. Pretty standard stuff. So now let's go right into a replay. And oh my god, who are we up against? The GOAT, the legend, VasGaming. I will have his YouTube channel on the description. Here we are testing post-ROTA. He doesn't know the deck very good, so don't try to insult anybody. We're just learning the decks. Here he plays Mermail, which is a deck that got a lot of support, and it's actually very good. I don't know exactly how to commentate this deck because I don't know all of the lines, all of the plays, so I don't know if he misplays or something. Maybe you guys know the deck better. If you can, please comment down. Here he activates Neptabis, which sends Dragoon and touches the Dragoon, which is amazing because it's not once per turn search. And he basically summons a bunch of stuff, he adds a bunch of stuff, and he will climb into some negates later. Here he adds Aegerin, which is very good because it's just a free level 10 synchro, and also can trigger the Atlantean cards. Bahamut Shark also triggers Atlantean cards. Here he summons a new Xyz, which is basically Soul Charge because it summons 3 level 3 or lower monsters from the graveyard. Here he mills 3, he puts back the Dragoons. Here he summons Coral, and he just synchro summons into Lancia, which is a nice barrier synchro that says every time a special summon he can summon a nice barrier from the deck. Amazing. And he has also As Blossom, Druid's Worm, Impermanence. The equip spell basically negates a spell and sends itself to the graveyard, and the link 3 can equip it back. That's why I tried to bait with the continue spell, but he has a lot of stuff. Also, he played one less synchro that he should. That's why Aegerin was on the field. That could be also the Ice Jade synchro. And here I am up against Fuaros. I take back the Chimera Fusion because I had to resolve polymerization and that I would go very clean, as Yannis Tato might say. So here I have to think about what I'm gonna do, and I activate the effects as long as the cards that I take give me more advantage than one draw. So here that's why I summon Baphomet, because Baphomet gives me a special summon from the graveyard and 2 cards from the deck. So basically the advantage I get is higher than the advantage he gets. And he discards this Atlantean, which he told me that it was very good. I shotgun the Sword Knight, add a bunch of cards. Here he normal summons twice. I pop with Card and Chimera. I don't pop the 1-for-1 because I thought it was a bait, but I still win because I have a lot of advantage. So in the end, Fuaros didn't end my turn, and I actually played into it and I got rewarded. Here I use the Fuaros, so Karma plus. Here he summons Aegerin, he summons Lancia, and sets an Imperm. He doesn't want to commit to anything else, so that's why Book of Eclipse now is a very good card. And Chimera Fusion in hand basically is very good because he has just an Imperm. I try to bait, of course. I don't use the sinful spoils yet because it's not the greatest. I know that he doesn't have hand traps because he added Neptabis, I think, and yeah, 1-for-1 could be like a hand trap, but I can play through easily. And he would just Blossom with Baphomet if he had. So now I summon the Azamina Negate. I summon also the Azamina who sends his cards to the graveyard. Basically, I attack, I discard one of his cards, and then he's up against a negate, 2 negates actually, plus a fusion. So GG. Next replay, we are up against Spright, Fiendsmith, Castira stuff. I think he also played some Horus. Engine go brr. Here he has Fenrir plus Fiendsmith, as you see, and he also has Spright Starter and Beaver. You can't ask for a better hand going first against a deck that doesn't play any hand traps. Here he adds with Fenrir, he adds a Unicorn. He goes into the Fiendsmith Link 2. Now he can go into Lacrima, special summoning back the Fiendsmith. He now has a Caesar. Finally, he normal summons. He goes into Sprint, so dumping Angler and summoning 2 more Beavers. And after that, he goes into Gigantic after IP. Gigantic also gives him access to Shopfrog, which gives him access to Todeliosum. Oh my god, what is this field? I decided to not play that because I don't want him to see what I'm playing. I cannot break the field with 5 monsters and Book of Eclipse. Here, not the best hand, but not the worst. I can special summon for free Diabels, as you see, because I have a sinful spoils. So he can Imperm. and I bait the Ash Blossom with the Sinful Spoils, and then I summon Sornet to win. Here I shotgun the Purulia or whatever it's called. So if he summons from hand, I gain a lot of advantage. And now I summon Fuaros. So if he goes into fiendsmith combo, I draw a lot of cards. I was afraid maybe he was passing on this, but he actually decided to commit, which is very good for me because I draw Dark Ruler plus Ash Blossom on top of a lot of Chimera engine. So now not only I can break whatever board he makes, but I can also play. And I couldn't if he just passed, because if he just summoned Horus Monsters plus Droplet with the hand I had, I couldn't out it. So now you see how Fuaros is basically maxi. I asked Blossom just to get rid of it, just to get rid card from my hand, to not having to put back cards in the end phase. Yeah, a bit of BM, I know, but I don't need anything else to win basically. And now I draw from Purulia because he summons from the hand. I only have to put back one card and Dark Ruler for game basically. Yeah, I don't know what he was expecting. But when you summon 6 monsters without any spell or traps, Dark Ruler wins. So now, next replay, we play against Centurion Lightsword. And Centurion got a lot of support post-info, so it's an interesting deck. And interesting choice that he chooses to combine it with Lightsword. I have not seen it so far, so yeah. He draws into Dragon Link, which is amazing for him, because it guarantees that he will do full combo. But the sequence he does is a bit complicated because he revealed that he was playing Centurion. Maybe he didn't want to mill the field spell, which is understandable, but he mills a lot of cards which don't give him advantage. I know some Centurion cards activate from the graveyard, but I don't think that's very worth. But Lightstorm cards can also give him access to rank level 12 synchros. So I guess that's a way to go into Oxilla without committing to anything, or Legatia, or the new synchro. As you see, I don't even know what it does. I just know that it adds a card, and it might have an effect in the graveyard. He has also Wake Up Centurion. He mills a lot of cards, and basically it's an amazing setup, especially against my deck. I don't draw into Book of Eclipse, and he summons Crimson Dragon into draw phase, but for some reason he goes into Blazer. So I'm like, yeah, now I win. He doesn't go into hot King Archfiend. Here he commits a bunch of cards without doing anything, basically. He draws into Raiden. He plays 2 Raiden. DB is bugging a lot these days, by the way. I summon Gazelle. I discard Coatl, but he says that he wants to activate this. I'm like, okay, why are you shotgunning everything? Now I can just play freely, but keep in mind that he has 4 cards in the hand, a lot of follow-up, and I still have to break the board. So that's very hard. Azamina sends to the graveyard, it doesn't destroy, so that's one thing. I put back a draw, I draw another one, oh my god. Here I need to draw, I draw 2 Sornet again. Not very great so far, but Master Tau helps me get into 1 Sornet, I add back the Fusion, Sornet will go eventually into Baphomet. Guardian Chimera draws and destroys. Sornet goes into Baphomet, as I said. But now I have to commit to the Fusion, I can't add back another. So that's very weird. I also discard the Dark Ruler, I can summon freely the Diabels. But I just summon here with Baphomet. I need to go into the second Baphomet Fusion because I need to have a negate in the graveyard. He mills with the Xyz, but he doesn't mill any Light Swords. So now he goes into Baphomet. Blazer comes back, which is very strong, especially now. He sets a card. I try to bait, but it doesn't bait the Blazer. He summons back Oxilla, he uses the effect, he adds the counter trap. He plays both counter trap and the normal trap in the main. Weird. He plays only the Centurion, as I say. I don't know if it's correct or not. Maybe you guys can tell me. Here I try to negate with this. I bait Blazer. That's good. He adds this card. He might try to activate it, but he can't because I have Diabels. Weird stuff happening, and now he sets cards, and then he decides to Judgment Dragon. Like, what? So anyway, I don't know what that was, but now he's left with nothing but a Blazer, and I have some cards in the graveyard that can activate. He just punches me for 3000, but I summoned back the Swordnet. That's why I I activate Swordnet basically to have one banished, so I can summon back with Baphomet. And then I summon the other Baphomet and I gain 2 more cards. I set this card, he summons back Blazer. I try to bait using Chimera Fusion, he gets the bait. I add back Sacred Azamina, and basically I send the sinful spoils, I summon the Azamina who sends. And the continuous spell, by the way, has another effect that says when I control an Azamina monster and a card he controls goes to the graveyard, a monster, I gain 50,000, 1,500 life points, and he loses 1,500 life points. So that's very good for time, and basically I won because of the burn damage, which is funny. Here, game 2, I don't know what he was doing, he misplayed a lot. Yeah, I don't even know, don't ask me. Here he's just a fiesta, so he tries to do a bunch of stuff without asking me for response. I say, bro, chill, I have a Book of Eclipse, I have response, please don't play like this. He scoops, but I keep playing it out. So I will show you how it came this scenario. Azamina sends a monster he controls, or the face down trap. I summon this, bring back the Azamina. I summon Apprentice, then I go and fuse Chimera, popping the last 2 cards he has, and then I go for game. So that's basically how I win. And I can also use Chimera Fusion to summon this, which brings back an Azamina, it doesn't matter, or this. Here I play against mimighoul. I think every guide I have showed you guys, there's at least one mimighoul game, what's happening. So if you're playing mimighoul in Racked, maybe you can find me. And I'm not even playing like in low elo, I'm playing on 1000 elo. So I don't know what is this, but if you're playing mimighoul, shout out to you. He's actually playing mimighoul lyrilusc, which is very cool because he can add a bunch of cards on top of his mimighoul combo and summon basically lyrilusc Utopic 0 and add DD Crow. And Field Spell, while I control a set monster, is a flagged for me because I cannot normal summon. Thankfully here, I have the simple spoils which tributes the monster, so not only I get out of the lock, but I also summon non-negate without having to basically flip the monster and give him advantage. And talents baits, and I steal the Utopic, which now has negate. The Robin doesn't hurt me at all because I have a targeting protection. So now I can easily play around the known DD Crow and one unknown card. Because it's not a set, it could be like an Asblossom or Nibiru, but I have Utopic 0 for that, so I'm not afraid at all. And I can just call by the grave the DD Crow and go for game, basically. Here I can summon again the Diabels for free, play around maybe an Evenly or in Permanence, maybe he had hold, but he still has the field spell. I negate Nibiru, GG. So now game 2. He of course will decide to go first again, and again he has very good hand. He summons a dragon, which adds a spell, and Maker I think gives me one monster and he adds one monster and he can summon it. So thankfully I'm not locked under the field spell now, and he just gave me a Guardian Chimera fusion material. So thank you. Here he proceeds to do again the lyrilusc combo. I'm not having the best hand, as you see. I have 2 talents, Baphomet with Tau, which are not a good combination, and the polymerization, which rescues the hand, basically. And I have to play through a monster negate, a DD Crow, and the lyrilusc Xyz, on top of having to play around a Masquerena. Not the worst end board, but not the best. Now I draw Callbay for turn, so I can play around the DD Crow. I can chain block with Guardian Chimera, and he cannot target it with the Robin. I summon Tau for no reason at all, and oh my god, I top deck want it with Edge and Chain, which is amazing, because these cards combo with each other, and I can steal his SP and go for game this turn. Now I was thinking, how should I go for game? I tribute his SP so he doesn't get it back. I summon the Omni Negate in case he has something. And I'm just missing some damage, so there's no reason to fusion summon. I can just draw one card, I draw into Ash Blossom, and I attack with Engine Chain for game. Okay, pretty good. He didn't have the worst endboard ever, but obviously in the meta we are. One Master Negate, one IP, two bounces, and one DD Crow is not enough, maybe. I don't know. Now we're going to the next replay. We play against Tearlaments, possibly Tearlaments Fiendsmith, but he plays King of the Swamp. I have not seen Fiendsmith lists playing King of the Swamp yet. He makes Grapha and just passes with that. I hit Mothman, Sniper. Edge and Chain is very good for me right now. He triggers his Merle and he just summons Mad Dragon. He doesn't even go for Readwear, which is very weird, but I guess he wanted to have the trap. Book of Eclipse basically wins because it locks the trap and the Grapha, and I do full combo. And continue doing basic Chimera combo without any branded or Azamina cards, but I don't need them. If I want Azamina cards, I can just hard summon them. Here I go into Performance Fusion with Chimera. I add Diabels, sorry. I summon the Swordnet back, who can get me into Performance, of course. And now I have, look at the follow-up, I have 3 Chimera Fusions. I go into Guardian Chimera, and I will intentionally pop his tearlaments, because I want to trigger my triple tactics talent, because why not? He will just summon Garura in this case. I just draw 2 more cards, and now I have a Book of Eclipse for his turn as well. And I set with Jabelstar the Azamina. Now I have Azamina combo as well. I summon 1 more Omni Negate. I draw 1 more card, which is very good that I drew the Sinful Spoils because I can summon again next turn. I don't mind at all giving him 1 draw because I will just set 5 this turn. And I attack for some damage. Set 4, activate this, which is good against TR because it burns him as well. So that's game 1. Game 2, he decides to go first, of course. And he has a good hand, but I activate Fuaros. Maybe you should not shotgun the Fuaros in the same way you shotgun Purelia. His 3 mills, by the way, of Scream were amazing. He did 2 Tearlaments traps and Trivikarma. Oh my god, I wish I could mill like that. Here he summons Dangerous. I draw 1 card because he summoned from the extra deck. He discards Mothman. My hand is not the best right now, but I will draw a lot of cards. As you say, I had 2 talents, 2 Swordnet. Now I draw into Dark Ruler, which basically gives me good enough board-breaking ability in case he has a lot of cards. So he doesn't decide to do more. I shotgun the Purelia because if he summons TR cast in my turn that I know he has, I draw 1 more card. And it's good, it would be better than nothing. I bait the Sulek with this. For some reason, he doesn't use Tearlaments Scream. He mills Siren. As you see, I don't need Dark Ruler now because just Beatrice is not an issue, and I knew that he would summon a bunch of monsters. So now Dark Ruler is much better. It's better to hold it against there if they don't have a full endboard. And basically, he rage quits. I told him to play it out. There's no reason to not. I have a lot of board-breaking ability with these hands, but unfortunately my opponent went AFK, so you won't see what would happen next. Let's go into the next replay. Here we play against Plunder Patroll. Weird choice, honestly, to bring it to rank. This is not rank, by the way. This is testing in unrated. That's why it's pain. It's so much painful to test a deck in unrated because you play against this type of decks. Whatever, he uses an Blossom on nothing. I activate the sinful spoil cards, giving me access to Azamina, hard summon the Diabels, set back the sinful spoils. Here he tries to illegally summon this, and he red quits. So game 2, I guess. Here, game 2, he has a very good hand, and he has Blossom plus Ogre. And as you see, he plays the new area. Area is good in this deck because it can trigger Whitebeard and get him access to whatever he wants. But it locks you into water, so you can summon other monsters other than Blackbeard. I don't know if the deck needs anything other than Blackbeard as an endboard, to be honest. So here I play against Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and 2 hand-traps, and possibly like targeting Banish or Renegade. I steal his ship, so he chooses to summon a new one. I summon Guardian Chimera, and Guardian Chimera basically can just destroy whatever he brings with the synchro. So now I'm out of danger, and I only have to play around just the Ghost Ogre, which I can very easily do. Yeah, basically he scoops, it's okay. So guys, that was the video. I hope you liked the deck, and give me any comments that maybe tell me how to improve the deck, how to improve the list post-ROTA. I have not tested much, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to comment down, like, and subscribe.